everybody. How's it going? My name is Christopher Lynn. I am the Assistant Director of Athletics, Head of Equipment at Southern Connecticut State University, joined alongside by...
I am Jay Turiano, the Assistant Facilities Coordinator. I'm also the SAC Advisor, and welcome. Excited to be here.
This is the Southern Connecticut State University Athletics podcast. First episode we're doing right now. We're live. We're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Everyone's fired
I'm really
up for
excited.
it.
And
we're gonna keep our guests quiet for right now, which is hard to do. It's not easy to keep our guests quiet, but we're going to keep them quiet for a couple minutes while, we kind of explain to everybody what we're doing, why we're here, what's going to happen, what we're trying to accomplish,
Get into it, Chris.
So this is brand new for the Southern Connecticut State University Athletic Department. Our first podcast. We're lucky to have our Associate AD for Athletic Communications, Ken Sweeten, who's producing this as we speak. And every week we're going to do 2 of these, I think it is. We're going to bring on different alums, administrators, coaches, athletes, basically anybody that has anything to do with Southern Connecticut athletics at one point or another. And we're going to interview them. We're going to try to figure out what they think about this whole current state of affairs with, the coronavirus and COVID and athletics and how that's going to play into it, and learn a little bit about each person. Try to figure out how they got here, what they love about this place, because as people will find out through this podcast, myself and Jay have been here for quite a long time, so we enjoy Southern athletics probably more than most people do, I'd say. And like I said, twice a week we're going to be doing this, Tuesdays and Fridays. We're going to be putting out a podcast with a different person, and we're looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm so excited, being an alumni. I mean, Southern's the only school that gave me a shot. So I owe Southern everything. I love the athletic department. I worked here as a student with Lynn in the equipment room with the football team. Best 4 years of my life. I loved every minute of being at Southern, living on campus, being part of this athletic department, and I'm so glad to be back. This will be my 4th year full time, and I'm just so excited to be doing this podcast, and I love this university.
So do I say you're welcome? Is that what I'm supposed to say there? You're welcome? I mean, I'm the guy who really did this for you, if you think about it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
I've been here now full time. This is my 13th year. If you include my student time, did a little extra year here or there because it was required of me to get my degree. So I'm actually, it's going to be almost 18 years for me, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Been
Congratulations.
A real long time. I've seen a lot of different things to this department, a lot of coaches, a lot of athletes come through. Some amazing things have happened, some sad things have happened, but I'm sure we're going to get into all of that.
We are
throughout these podcasts, and it will be interesting to hear everybody's perspective on what they think about it.
I think it's time to bring in our guest. I don't know if you and Ken think so, but I can't wait anymore.
You know what? I think you should be the person who introduces them.
I will. I want to just introduce my boss, Jay Moran, Athletic Director, SCSU Athletics, to the podcast. First podcast ever, and how fitting is it to have it with the athletic director. Welcome, Jay. How are you?
Thank you, Covey. Chris, thank you for leading us through these podcasts. Look forward to hearing the student athletes, the alums, the coaches, the administrators over the next several months when we are sitting around not having any contest, and at least we have the podcast to listen to. And although I don't have confidence you guys won't lose a game or so as the podcast leaders here, but I'm sure you'll turn around and have a winning record here.
I could see us going undefeated, actually.
Yeah, I don't see us losing a game. I looked at the schedule, and I got wins all over the board.
I'm with you, actually.
Got wins all over the board.
Just don't bet on it, because Matt Likowski will be upset with you.
Don't bet on it. So, Jay, give us a little background about yourself. How did you get into athletics? How did you become an athletic director? How did you get to Southern? Just give us a little background.
How long do we have, Chris?
Not tons of time, so I know we just got to keep some of these answers brief.
Well, you asked, you want to know my life story, so you want to keep people excited, too, so I don't know why you're asking me for my resume. But, I started at UConn as a walk-on football player. That career lasted 10 days. I was proud of myself. I lasted at least more than 10 days. My dad said to enjoy college, and I listened to him, and I didn't play football anymore. I spent 7 years as an undergrad at UConn and became a gym rat. That's how I got in this business.
So is it Dr. You were in college that long. Is it Dr. Moran?
Well, no, but at the time I got through, I was playing golf with all the doctors on campus.
Gotcha.
And, so then, I worked. Became intramural director at age 23, UConn for a year, worked in home game management, got out of the business because my wife decided we were getting married 31 years ago today.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
To you and
today?
Mrs. Moran.
Today.
How about that? Happy anniversary.
Thanks, guys. 31
That's
years
beautiful.
today, September 23rd,
That's beautiful.
1989. Hurricane Hugo, I believe it was the day that. But she
On your wedding day? You had a hurricane on your wedding day?
Yes. Good
Wow.
sign. Lasted 31 years. So, she decided that working at UConn, making $4 an hour, getting UConn tickets was not a fun job for me. So I did get out of the business for a while, did a little fundraising, worked out my alma mater, Notre Dame West Haven, who happened to beat Shelton basketball a few times the last few years.
Let's not get into any of that stuff right now.
So, up on the hill with the Green Knights, and then went to St. Joe's in West Hartford, assistant AD. Became the cross-country coach, and when I asked the AD what experience, he said, you jog. So that was my experience. Did that for 8 years, loved it. Went to Albertus Magnus around the corner as the athletic director. 2 years, then spent 10 years in Division II down at the University of Bridgeport.
Right.
And then I've been here 6 years. So a combination of 18 years as athletic director, 28 years in the business, throw in Notre Dame High School, so 30 years in education.
It's been a long journey for you here.
It's been I buckled up. It's been a heck of a ride.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now you said you were the cross-country coach at St. Joe's?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was
that experience. And they were Division III when you were the coach there?
Yeah, my first meet, everyone had short shorts, and the coaches had short shorts, stopwatches, and bikes, and I had bike BIK coach, old football coach in shorts. And
we got to figure if we can dig up a picture
they're
of
all
that
polyester
somewhere.
shorts, and
It's out there.
We'll find it.
And all I cared about was getting them to the finish line, because my athletes in my early years, the race ended a lot later than most of the other teams. So, but they got better every week.
That's it. That's all that matters.
And I became we ended up being one of the best teams in the conference by the time I left. I was the largest team. I had 20 women on the team, and if you like to coach, you can coach anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So Jay, I know you've had a long journey through athletics. When did you know, hey, this is what I want to do? This is what I want to do with my career. I want to be an athletic director. Was there a point in your career that you knew that?
Well, first on, I was an intramural director. I thought I'd want to be recreation and intramural director on a college campus, but then I got the opportunity to go to St. Joe's assistant AD and got involved in coaching and got the itch to stay on the athletic side to make a difference in the lives of young men and women.
That's what it's about. It's about the student athletes.
It's all about the student. Every decision that we make should be about the student athletes.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah. So
now, in your illustrious 30-year career, did you ever think you would come across a time like we're in right now with COVID and the coronavirus and everything that's been going on?
Let's think about the last year. We started last year at this time with the EEE virus.
Right.
I mean, the year before we dealt with lightning in football. We never dealt with that before.
Right.
So the EEE virus, and then unfortunately we had a tragic death of Mel Coleman on the gymnastics team. And then I came in here on a Monday, one day in March, and the administration said that the central office says we can't go to Florida with baseball, softball, lacrosse. And by Thursday, we were all home working at home.
Right.
No, none of this. There's no playbooks. There has definitely not been a playbook on how to be an athletic director during EEE times, COVID times, and I don't think there is a playbook for how you deal with a student athlete who dies. I think it's something that you have to deal with and work with your students through it. But it's been a long, long year.
Yeah, to say the least. I think from my perspective, as someone who works for you, I think you've handled everything fantastically. I think we've weathered a lot of storms as a department. As an administrative staff, we've done a great job making sure that we're doing it, like you said earlier, everything that's in the best interest of our student athletes throughout all those types of scenarios. So it's testament to you and what a great job you've done here.
Well, you're only as good as the folks that work around you. And just like a coach who builds a quality team, my job is to build quality people around me that are pretty good at and experts at their positions, and giving them the faith to do their jobs on a daily basis, and I'll let them do their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Chris. You've done a phenomenal job leading us through this crazy time. So when do you think we're actually going to see a ball get tipped off, a ball, get dropped on the turf again? When are we going to play some sports?
Someone
when
in the
do you
pool.
think?
Don't leave other sports out.
You're right. I'm sorry. Someone in the pool.
Yeah, anything.
What else? I know I'm missing some more. Let's think of this. Running the track.
Let's be honest. When are we going to play lunchtime hoops again? That's what it all comes down to.
We don't have enough time to talk about all that.
Cubby, we're looking at January to start up basketball and possibly volleyball. The fall sports have been postponed. There's no NCAA championship season, but the NE10 has said that we're going to play them in the spring, a shortened season, and give them an experience. So we're going to do 19 sports, so to speak, if you count cross country and track and field as 6 different sports. We're going to do 19 sports from January to the end of May. And but here's the thing. We're not in control of any of this.
Yeah.
By the time we are right now, we're on like our 55th plan of the fall season. We meet weekly as a staff, as you know, but the NE10 meets weekly. The NCAA comes out with guidelines weekly, and the only thing in charge is COVID-19 is in charge of our destination going into the spring. And so I guess I would say that all the decisions and all the planning is based on safety of the athletes and the staff and the campus community.
Now, how is, your conversations with our coaching staff, how's it been trying to recruit athletes during this time? How's it been trying to get student athletes to come to campus? I mean, this must be a struggle for our coaches to get kids here.
I think a lot of when we struggle with anything right now, we're in every other university is struggling similar stuff. Virtual is the way to go right now. We are going to have some campus visits eventually. But let's talk about the coaches and the great job that they have done through this COVID. We've met weekly since March virtually. We still meet virtually as of this morning was our last meeting. Getting your athletes back, starting out with all these different phase 1 of 10 people or less, wearing masks, social distancing, virtually meeting with your team, still going on to phase 2 next week to expand your team a little bit more, and then go hopefully the contact period 4 weeks from now with actual inter-squad scrimmages. But they've done a wonderful job. Think about it. About 450 athletes are back, on campus. They don't all live on campus, but are here for the fall just for practice and training. 450 out of about 480 that we were expecting. So our percentages as opposed to the university, students back, is phenomenal. And that's the effort of the student athletes. I mean, the coaches getting their student athletes back and giving them an experience. And I think they're all looking forward to playing games in the spring.
Yeah, I agree. And I know one of the big things for us here at Southern Athletics, especially in the fall time, is homecoming. And I know that's going to look different virtually. I know it's going to be different in every aspect. And I know that's a huge way for our alums to come back to campus and connect with the athletic department, because without our alums, I mean, we'd be in a lot of trouble. They're huge supporters of everything that we do here, and we've been very fortunate to have some of the great alums that we've had. What's the direction or the plan of still trying to engage these alums? And I know this could be more of a question for the people who are running homecoming, but what's our plan going to be sort of to engage these alums back on this?
Well, the alumni office has a virtual week of several different things. They want to get athletics involved in some sort of doing some video, some tapes to show on the internet about conversations with coaches and athletes through this COVID time. And homecoming here at Southern is very good. You get a good turnout, you get a good crowd. It's done. I've worked at campuses that don't have football and have other homecomings. We do it pretty good here. So, we're hoping that the alums buy into it. I know that we'll tune into the cooking tailgate session, which representing the athletic department is Cubby, Jay Turiano. And you're going to cook what, Jay?
Buffalo chicken dip. I make a mean buffalo chicken dip. I'm excited. I'm going to make it out on Just Outfield, too. I mean, what's more authentic than making buffalo chicken dip on the ball field we play on every Saturday and sometimes on Friday nights and win ball games?
I thought there was no food allowed on the field.
Yeah, you better run this past Joe Hines. I don't know if Joe's going to appreciate you cooking buffalo chicken dip on the field.
Well, for a virtual homecoming, this rule is going to have to be accepted.
Okay, I like that.
So it's going to be different. I mean, I don't know what the alumni reaction is to this. I mean, the alumni office will run that. It's still not the same. It's just, I mean, it does feel weird, having Saturdays free, evenings free. So, 31 years is my anniversary. I've had to introduce myself to my wife this year, say hello to her. Who's this guy in the house with me all the time? It's been quite we made it through the spring when she was home. Third grade was upstairs. The AD office was downstairs. If I came upstairs, I had to raise my hand to use the restroom. And now I like when I'm at home every other day and she's off at school and she's got being a teacher is not. Shout out to our coaches, but teachers across. We talk about the true heroes, your first responders, your fire, police, your nurses, doctors, everyone. And so is the teachers, let's be honest. The teachers, they're doing virtual, they're doing live classroom, they're long days. And my wife is exhausted. And last Friday, she said, let's go to happy hour. By the time I got home at 5 o'clock, out cold. But, there are so many heroes in the first responders by far, what they're doing on the front line. But the teachers, what they're doing. And, they risk themselves, their lives, too, with the health, with the COVID out there. But all good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, good people doing good things. And I think that's what we lose track of, fellas, is we live in a country where we're so divided now in so many different ways, and we forget how so many people are coming together to help them get through some tough times, and we don't focus on that enough.
Well, to keep going with that theme, you mentioned just briefly that you're the mayor of Manchester, Connecticut.
Correct.
And you've been politics or government for how long?
2007, I ran for the Board of Education. My daughter, who passed away 15 years ago tomorrow, another anniversary. Unfortunately, that's not as nice as today's, but the school was good. They put her in. She had a lot of disabilities, and they put her in the same school. My kids, the principal, thought it was best that she was in the same school. So a few years after she passed, I decided to run and give back to my community on the Board of Education, and never thought I'd be mayor. Never went in for a title. Certainly not in for the money.
Sure.
Just give back in her honor every day.
And with that being said, and is it difficult? I mean, obviously we understand in athletics and just in the world in general, but with all the racial injustice going on and things like that, how are you managing it from an athletic perspective? And these are coronavirus aside, this is
24/7. I mean, I think I've learned a lot over the last few years. My mayor role has helped me here through some of the stuff that we've been doing. I live in a very diverse community, so. We've done a lot of things for equity inclusion in Manchester, and we're doing a lot of things here at Southern. And I think I've done some great things since the George Floyd incident in Minnesota, the tragedy of it, so that we have done a lot of talking athletics, athletes fighting injustices. That's a new group we have,
yes,
which covers more than just Black Lives Matter. But I think our athletic department in July put on a great platform with some folks of color that work on campus here, from Scott Burrell, athletic basketball coach, to Jim Barber, our former track coach, to Dawn Stanton, who used to be a track star here, works on campus, and Diane Brown-Albert. Diane does a great job. Great discussion, continuing the conversation, and working our way to be an anti-racist university, and that takes all of us to be involved in, and we're all on a different part of the journey, and our student athletes are becoming activists and want to be really involved, and I'm pretty proud of them for doing that.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the event this Sunday. We're going to be watching the movie Glory Road with the group Athletes Fighting Injustice out on Just Outfield at 5 o'clock, so looking forward to that. Also, Jay, I just wanted to ask you, I want you to preach to the athletes how important it is to get out and vote. I mean, make sure you're registered, get out and vote. Just wanted you to, talk to the athletes on that.
Thank you, Cubby. I forgot to mention staff. November 3rd, we're going to have no activities that day to stress the student athletes that they need to hopefully register and vote. And not only this year, but the NE10 is pushing for every year going forward. And it's not just an NE10 initiative. I saw the CACC had it up on their website, just saying that the first Tuesday in every November should be important for folks to vote. And so we're pushing that initiative with our student athletes here at Southern across our conference and across Division II at this point in time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We're also going to have tables out in front for voter registration in the next couple of weeks. So if any athletes are not registered to vote, it'll be out in the Moore Fieldhouse. There'll be more information to come on that too. So looking forward to it, and just make sure everyone's get out and vote.
I'm learning some new things today that maybe I did not know, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So we're trying to, and like I said, we're throughout all these podcasts, one of our goals is to make sure that our prospective student athletes, our student athletes, and our alums get to know each person almost as personally as we can do it within the time frame that we have, whether it's 45 minutes or an hour, whatever time we're allotted. So we're trying to make sure that we can cover as many things as we can before we have fun, because, Cubby is the king of doing fun things, and I can already tell he's got this pen and paper in his hand. He's got things written down. This guy, he's got nothing else to do. The Giants, Saquon Barkley's out. The Giants are going to be irrelevant this year, so
I feel bad for Saquon.
It's
going to be a good comeback story. But as the saying goes, next man up. So we're going to have some fun right now.
All right,
we're going to have some fun.
We're around the horn, or like Michael
little
Chase,
rapid fire.
Bing, bang, boom. I like this.
So
I like this. And don't ask me about the Giants, because I love the Giants, right?
Well, that's one of the questions. Do you like the Giants?
No.
But, just going to do rapid fire, so don't overthink it. Just whatever comes to the top of your head. The first two are tough questions.
Sounds like a meditation moment. I do meditation now. Don't overthink things, okay?
Meditation is good. Meditation is good. All right. So just right off the top, okay?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right. Favorite movie?
Animal House. It's a tie between Animal House and Rocky. One's a funny one, one's inspirational.
I like it. Favorite music artist and or group?
I was on PLR first thing this morning, and had to talk about an album with teenagers. I went with Journey, Escape in 1981 because of Don't Stop Believing has been a song that's gone through generations. I love going to weddings, and we're sitting there belting out the song, and you got the 16-year-old, and he's going, Uncle Jay, you know that song? Yeah, that came out in 1981. So, yeah, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with Journey.
That's a great song. Ken, can you cue that up for us, please?
We're not that technically savvy.
We're working on it. In fact, I was just thinking to myself before that, I believe this rapid fire is going to probably be a staple of this podcast.
Yes.
I think all of our guests will enjoy it.
All right, so we're going to continue to the rapid fire.
That was awesome.
This rapid fire is going to be done at the end of every interview, so we're going to learn some fun stuff about everybody.
Maybe we can get some background music, like the Jeopardy theme song or something.
Oh, yeah.
In the back. This is the first time we're doing this, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Folks, this is supposed to be rapid fire. They're reloading now. So that's all right.
Favorite NFL team?
It's a toss-up. I was the Cowboys as a kid. I loved Tom Landry. They fired him. My son and I became Viking fans, so I've been leaning more of the Vikings.
Awesome.
Not the Giants, by far my least favorite team in football.
Last meal
I had homemade egg muffins. They were like in a muffin pan with sun-dried tomato, onions, and cheese.
Okay, so that was my...
We should change the wording of that question.
I did not ask that question properly. What would be your last meal?
Oh, okay. So I answered it correctly.
Right. You did. And I apologize to all of our listeners. I apologize.
Listen.
My fault. I apologize.
It's your first podcast, too, Jay.
You're right.
You're working it out.
If you grew up in the New Haven area, and I don't eat meat right now. It's after I saw the movie Forks Over Knives on Netflix, so it's been since March. But I'd get a sausage pizza. It had to come from Saparti's or Pepe's or Sally. It grew up in the New Haven area. If you don't die eating a slice of beets, then why? And it's a beets, by the way. It's a moots. It's not cheese. There's no such as a large cheese. It's a large moots if you grew up here in the New Haven area, right? Let's get it right. This is an Irish English guy telling you that there's no such thing as a large cheese pizza in New Haven. It's a large moots.
All right. Timeout full. Sally's Modern. What do you want?
I'm going to go with didn't go to Sally's that often.
Okay, so you're modern.
Didn't go to. I mean, I like them both.
Why would you not throw Pepe's in there? They were just rated the number one pizza place in America.
My favorite.
I was doing a bracket, so modern or Pepe's.
I'd go my favorite pizza, and I love is a sausage. Even though I'm not eating sausage right now, from Pepe's by far.
Okay, thank you.
I want to digress.
I like Zupardi's though. You got to go. Let's go West Haven Zupardi's.
West Haven Zupardi's. Yep.
And if you're going to go to Manchester, go to this Mulberry and Philomena. I mean, I can't leave Manchester out of this.
And I want to digress for a second here. I just saw this on Facebook from a friend of mine the other day, and it really made me think. Have you been to Louise Lunch?
Louise Lunch is the first place where they made the hamburger.
Yeah, have you ever been there?
No, there's no ketchup.
There's no ketchup. Now, you cannot ask for it. If you bring it in and they catch you, I mean, they're firing you out of that place
ketchup
quick.
You? Like that little
they
no
ketchup
pun.
you, yeah.
Have you had it?
I've been there numerous times. If you have not been there, you absolutely. I mean, this is.
I agree.
Here's the other thing we should talk about while we're doing this rapid fire thing, but. Our campus is in New Haven, Connecticut. I mean, there are, we're talking about Pepe's, Louise. I mean, there's amazing things here that,
you're right.
Just a short drive away that we can go to. I mean, if you've not been there, you have to go eat there. If you can,
I agree.
Ken's been there. I mean,
it's delicious.
It's unreal. Now that they're open crazy hours, weird hours. You get it on toast. You got to have tomato. I mean, they're
get the potato salad.
There, very specific, but. You got to go. You have to go, Jay.
And listen, if we're gonna recruit, we're listening to recruits listen to this too, right?
Yes.
Come on, you get the best pizza in the world. You come to Southern Connecticut,
that's what I mean.
At your within feet of you, right? And let's be honest, we're the only Division II school in the city of New Haven. There's the only two.
Right.
That's right.
That is true.
There's only one Division II school in the city of
Right.
New Haven. That's Southern Connecticut State University.
Right. Yeah.
UNH is technically in West Haven.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention their name. We're not here to promote
job.
them, so we won't mention their name.
Unbelievable.
Well, Ken, cut that out.
Rookie move.
Ken, cut that out. Thank you, buddy. All right.
Same thing. Louise Lunch. I mean, that's like you just said, you can come down here and have pizza, the best pizza in America, if not the world. You can have the first cheeseburger, hamburger, whatever you want to call it, ever made. I mean, this is the establishment where the first cheeseburger, and I know that's up for debate. People say it's up for debate. I don't think it is. I think it is what it is. But, I mean, there are so many great things you can do.
Oh, yeah. We're going to put a bookmark in that because we can go on for hours of New Haven. But the last thing I'm going to say on that is you don't need the ketchup. That's how good the meat is. Jay, give me one thing off your bucket list.
One thing off my...
That you haven't done yet and you would like to do it.
This is the one.
This is a tough one.
Rapid fire, so you made me rapid fire. One thing off my bucket list.
It's a tough one. Then I'm going to hit you with an easy one, then the next one's going to be hard. So just...
I like the back and forth there. Give him a chance to
So hit me the easy one. I'm thinking about the bucket list.
No, it's rapid fire. It's supposed to be quick.
It's got to be quick.
I'm going to, I guess, lunch at Louise and then dinner at Pep. No.
I guess that's a good answer. I don't know. I mean,
Hawaii's on the bucket list. Man, I've never been to Hawaii.
I heard it's beautiful.
My bucket list would be on a tiki hut on an island. I like to, probably my skin doctor wouldn't like me. I love the sun.
Sounds amazing.
Just sit back and enjoy life, and life's a beach.
I was supposed to go to Hawaii with the baseball team.
So was I.
I'd like to thank Coach Shea for making that not
Ken
happen.
Yeah.
He's listening. Thanks, Coach Shea, for that.
If you could be one animal, what would you be?
One animal.
Go.
What's a go?
No, go quick. Quick answer.
What's a one animal? I don't know. I think I'd be the road runner. Beep beep. I want to be fast.
I don't think roadrunners actually say beep beep though.
Beep beep.
That's just a cartoon.
Right. I mean, we'll have to check that.
Nah, come on. If you're gonna be an animal, you gotta be the lion. You gotta be the Lion King. Come on.
Lion. I like that.
So you a lion or a roadrunner? Those are two very different
I'm gonna be
things.
the lion. I'm gonna be the lion. We're gonna
So
be.
you changed it. That's
all
fine.
right.
So I'm gonna because I want to be able to roar and but having a little Simba by my side.
That's awesome.
Because family's the most important things in our life, folks. Let's be honest.
You're right.
That is beautifully said.
Did I say I was I wanted to go to Hawaii with my family, I guess. I didn't mention that part of it.
So my last question is, and one person in the Foxhole, who's it going to be?
Well, I used to do this all the time. All the time. I guess today the best answer would be, my wife. It's my wedding anniversary. If I'm going to die, or, everyone always says my grandmother because she's the nicest person, and I guess the real answer would be Rambo because you want someone to protect you.
Sylvester Stallone or Rambo? John Rambo.
So you're in the Foxhole with a couple people. Your grandmother, your wife, and Rambo. I mean, that's an interesting group.
That's a good crew.
I'm just saying these are the answers people have given me over the years.
So this isn't your answer.
Someone even said, other folks too. But if I was in a Foxhole, who would I want to be with? Listen, I'm going to promote my new grandson, Jack, as he's only 10 days old because right now he's lighting up the world. So if I'm going to die, I want to be lighting with a big smile on my face. So anyone from my family would be the real answer. I wouldn't want one person. I'd love to enjoy life. So if we're going to be in the Foxhole, I'm bringing you guys all in too. And we're just going to sit back and have a couple of adult beverages, maybe have some popcorn and let what happens. But we're going to go with a smile on our face.
When does when does that start, the whole Foxhole thing?
Usually 4 o'clock most days on the dial. It depends on where you're at. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
So, well, thank you so much, Tay.
Well, let's go back to Southern Athletics. I know you guys like this fun stuff, but what do you guys think so far for the fall? I'm going to take over now.
I like it. So you're interviewing us now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
we weren't.
This won't be the first time.
We weren't prepared for this. I was not prepared for this.
Okay. So what was the question? I'm sorry.
So what do you think of this what we're doing right now? And
in terms of the COVID and the fall?
Don't we miss Southern Connecticut Athletic games?
I miss the games so much. I mean, you guys know I'm at all the games. I need them. I need to hear the whistle, the tip-off, the volleyball. I need it. Yeah. Soccer, the ball hitting the back of the net, big goal.
This is the first time in 17 years where I have not
swimming
done football. I mean, I've traveled to every away game in 17 years. I haven't missed a game, maybe one. Every home game I've been at, it's like you said earlier, it's actually been a little bit of a shock to my family, the amount of time I'm home on the weekends and things I'm doing, and it's been crazy. And then you have people like Jerry Katona, and that's a guy we got to get on here. Is Jerry Katona?
That would be. We'd have some stories.
That's a man who's had.
Where did he grow
years.
up? What high school did he graduate?
Manchester.
Right.
Manchester. Full circle here.
Yeah, and that's a guy who's been to 50 years of Southern football. So that guy's. I mean, he's beyond lost.
Hey, listen, guys, we're fortunate enough to get up every day and work in the world with student athletes and do what's best for them. We get to enjoy our jobs. We miss the games because we enjoy going to them. We enjoy watching them compete. We love watching our coaches coach. We have a great group of people here, and that success will continue as we get into the spring, even though it'll be like when you say goodbye to your family because we won't see them for 6 months.
Right.
But it's the people in any organization that make it, and at Southern Connecticut, it's definitely the student athletes leading the charge. But not too far behind, I would put the staff and the coaches right there with them, because without this great athletic department, they don't have the experience they have. And so I thank you for all what you guys do every day, and Ken behind the scenes over there, and all the staff and coaches here, because the greatest resource in any organization is the human resource, and we forget that sometimes. And I think we forgot a lot of that during COVID because we're so busy dealing with this thing we've never dealt with before. We forget that the people we worked with are the most important people and the people we work for. So folks out there, if you want to come to Southern Connecticut University Recruits, this is the place to be. Great staff, great coaches, great university, and great pizzas and hamburger nearby. So keep it going. Thanks for letting me be on the first episode, and I hope Ken does a good job editing it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dave. We really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you, Cubby.
Thanks.
Thank you, Christopher.
Jay, we really appreciate this. It's been awesome. For our first podcast, I think we knocked it out of the park, Cub.
Yeah, we did. We got to think of some cool little terminology to say at the end, like, I love you. Have a good night or
Folks,
something. It's going to be organic, though.
Listen,
it's not going to be forced.
As you move forward through COVID, it's all or nothing.